Stampers, it's Stampin' Texas, and today I wanted to show you how to do this adorable little petite purse. Now, the difference with this particular petite purse is you'll notice the front is a little ruffledy. It kind of has a ruffledy edge to it, so I'm going to show you how to do that, how to add that piece on to make a very cute little purse that could be given as a gift. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to need to do is get our Big Shot. And we're going to be using the Petite Purse die. Looks like this. I've got a piece of paper that's cut to 8.5 by 5.5. Just going to put a cutting pad on the bottom and the top and run it through. Oops. There we go. And this is what it looks like when it's gone through there. Let me get that piece off. Come back. This is what it looks like. Okay, so once you've got that cut out, the next thing I did is I laid my pieces flat and I went ahead and added sticky strip to these little tabbed areas because that's going to be what's holding it together. So, but before we start folding and bending and that sort of thing, I wanted to show you how I created the little ruffledy edge. We're going to be using the scallop oval punch, and I've got a piece of cardstock, or not cardstock, the designer paper that's cut to a little bit under 2 inches. So probably like 1 7/8, almost 2 inches. And it doesn't matter the length of it, because what we're going to be doing is sliding this in like so. Now here's the little tricky part. I'm going to use my paper piercing tool to get these edges, because there's one edge. I want it up and run through. So the other way to do it is to just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There it comes. So once I got both edges like that, now I can pull down as far as I want. I know this is a little ruffly down there, but that's okay, because it'll be on the back and I can even cut it off if I wanted to. But let's get it about like that. So that's, of course, longer than I need, but that's fine. That gives me some room to play with. Alright, so that is how the ruffly part is created. Now what I'm going to do is actually adhere this down, and I want it hanging over the edge just a little bit. There'll be a little yellow on each side, and I'm going to cut off that ruffledy part. So let's add some snail adhesive. Now the other option you could do is actually run this designer series paper through and run it through the same exact die, and you see right here it has a score line on it. So if you wanted the same exact shape, just run it through again and then cut right there on the score line, and then you would lay that on top like that. So that's another way of doing it. This particular way is just giving you a little ruffled edge. So I'm going to lay it on there like so. And see, that's actually going to be on the back side and on the bottom, so that's a good thing. Now what I'm going to start doing is start folding everything on the score lines so my box will fit together nicely. And another little tip that you may want to do is this little area that they made for the tab to go in, I found it helpful to wiggle my paper snips in there to kind of open that up a little bit more. So when you go to fold that tab in, it goes in easier. So I've got my sticky strip on there already. I'm going to take that off to expose the adhesive. Now we're going to fold the box up. Let's get a little closer. There we go. And you know, if this part doesn't want to stay down, I'll just put some glue dots on it. Not a problem. Let's fold that tab in. It's wanting to stick to me. That stuff is really sticky. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Now, the best way I have found to add our little handle is with just some glue dots. So I'm going to take my handle and press it on to the mini glue dot so it's picked up, And then do the same thing on this side. And I just place it there on the center. Press from inside. Do the same thing on this side. There we go. Now let's see if I can get that little tab to go in. That does it. Very good. So that's how you get the ruffly edge. And again, if you wanted to just do the same shape, you can always cut that out with the same exact die. And just embellish the way you'd like with ribbon or little flowers and add a little bling. Thank you so much.